The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic footage played for the third time. Ambassador Thexler of the Krillian Empire leaned forward, his four eyes widening in disbelief. On the screen, a small human child, no more than 8 cycles old by their primitive counting, sat perched atop the most feared creature in the known galaxy, Ravok, the apex predator of Vendrath Prime. "This is impossible," Thexler hissed, his translator struggling to convey his horror. "That beast has killed 17 survey teams. It consumed an entire Vortan military platoon. Nothing can control a Ravok." Yet there she was, Lena Gray, a human child with tangled brown hair and dirt on her face, riding the massive predator as if it were nothing more than a domesticated mount. The creature's obsidian scales gleamed in the alien sunlight, each one sharp enough to slice through starship hull plating. Its 6 legs, thick as ancient tree trunks, carried its weight with predatory grace. The elongated skull, filled with rows of serrated teeth, could swallow a full-grown Krillian whole. And it was purring. Commander Veshkra, military chief of the Council's defense fleet, slammed her appendage on the table. "How did this happen? Who authorized human colonization on Vendrath Prime? That planet is classified as a Death World Class 7. No one authorized it," replied Ambassador Kelvin Chen, the human representative, trying and failing to suppress a smile. "The Gray family's ship crashed there 3 months ago. Before we could mount a rescue operation, they sent us this transmission." The hologram shifted. Now it showed the crash site, a smoldering wreck half buried in purple vegetation. Emergency shelters had been erected nearby, patched together with salvaged materials. And in the center of the camp, Lena Gray sat cross-legged, hand-feeding chunks of meat to Ravok, who lay beside her like an obedient pet. "Impossible," Thexlar repeated, his voice barely a whisper. "That's what we said too," Chen admitted. "So we sent a research team to investigate. Dr. Zira, a Pelthani xenobiologist, had been on that research team." She still woke up screaming from the memory. They had approached the crash site with every weapon known to sentient life. Plasma cannons, molecular disruptors, even an experimental gravity well generator, all trained on the perimeter, ready to protect them from Ravok. The plan had been simple: extract the survivors, kill the predator if necessary, and get off that nightmare planet. Then Lena Gray had walked out of the camp, waving at them cheerfully. Behind her, Ravok emerged from the jungle. Every soldier had frozen, fingers hovering over triggers, death prayers forming on their lips. The creature stood 15 feet tall at the shoulder, its tail, tipped with a bone blade, swishing behind it like a scythe. Its 6 legs thudded against the ground with enough force to shake the earth. "Don't shoot," Lena had called out, her high-pitched voice carrying across the clearing. "You'll make him grumpy." Him. She called the galaxy's most efficient killing machine him. Ravok had walked past the soldiers, close enough that they could smell the decay on its breath, and lowered its massive head. Lena reached up and scratched behind where its ear would be if it had ears. The creature's eyes half closed in contentment, a deep rumbling emanating from its chest. "This is Ravok," Lena explained, as if introducing a friend. "He's been helping us. He hunts for food and scares away the smaller monsters. Papa says he's better than any security system." Dr. Zira had found her voice after several failed attempts. "Child, that creature is extremely dangerous. Step away slowly." "No, he's not," Lena protested. "He's nice, watch." And then the impossible became incomprehensible. Lena had grabbed one of Ravok's ridged spines and climbed onto its back. The predator didn't buck, didn't roar, didn't immediately devour her. Instead, it stood perfectly still until she was settled, then began walking in a circle around the camp, giving her a ride. Lena's laughter echoed through the jungle, pure and joyful, while humanity's enemies and allies alike watched in stunned silence. Back in the council chamber, the footage ended. The ambassadors sat in shock, their various forms of anatomy expressing universal disbelief. "Explain this," demanded Veshkra. "Humans are a young species. You lack psionic abilities. Your physical strength is mediocre at best. Your technology is centuries behind ours. How does a human child accomplish what entire armies could not?" Ambassador Chen stood, choosing his words carefully. "We've been asking ourselves the same question. Our researchers have several theories. Theories won't save the next survey team that encounters these creatures," Thexler snapped. Actually, Chen continued, there won't be any more casualties. Since the Gray family's crash, 17 more Ravoks have approached their camp. Lena has befriended all of them. The chamber erupted in chaos. Shouts of disbelief in a dozen languages filled the air. Chen waited for silence, then played another clip. This time, Lena sat in the middle of a circle of Ravoks, 18 of the deadliest predators ever documented, feeding them, petting them, and playing what appeared to be a game of fetch with a boulder. Our best theory, Chen explained, is that humans evolved alongside apex predators on Earth. For millions of years, we shared our world with creatures that could kill us easily. Saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, cave bears. But instead of avoiding them, we domesticated them. We made them family. He gestured to the hologram, where Lena now rode Ravok through the jungle, whooping with joy as the creature leaped over fallen trees. Humans don't see a monster when we look at Ravok. We see a potential friend, and somehow, through patience, trust, and probably an unhealthy lack of self-preservation, we make them see us the same way. Dr. Zira's report appeared on everyone's screens. Analysis shows that Lena treats Ravok with affection, but also sets boundaries. When it gets too rough during play, she scolds it. When it obeys, she rewards it. She's not afraid of it, but she also doesn't let it do whatever it wants. In essence, she's training it the same way humans have trained predators for thousands of years. But why does it work? Vishikra demanded. Why would an apex predator submit to something it could destroy with a single bite? Ambassador Chen smiled. Because Ravok has finally found something it has never encountered before. A species too stubborn, too confident, and too irrationally fearless to know when it should run away. To Ravok, Lena isn't prey. She's something far more interesting. On the screen, Lena had fallen asleep against Ravok's side, using the creature's massive leg as a pillow. The predator's eyes scanned the jungle, alert and protective, guarding the small human who had somehow convinced it that she was worth protecting. She's family, Chen said softly, and humans have always been very, very good at making family out of the most unlikely creatures. The council chamber remained silent, every ambassador contemplating the same terrifying thought. If humans could tame the galaxy's apex predator with nothing but kindness and audacity, what else were they capable of? In the jungle of Vendrath Prime, Lena Gray shifted in her sleep, and Ravok, death incarnate, terror of the stars, gently adjusted his position to make sure she stayed comfortable. The galaxy would never be the same.